What's up, people? It's your man Black Cobra back once again with the Wheel Life Show. That's right. We're here today once again talking to some of the Tef1 winners. Tef1 first official race in the U.S. Uh, they did the race in Canada, and now this was their first official race here in the U.S. And we want to talk about it. We want to shed some light on it, and we want to talk to some of the riders. Last week we had some of the men pro riders on, and they had some good insight, and we talked about a lot. And this week we want to continue that same type of shine and put that shine on some of the women that were racing there and won the category at TEF1, the women's category. It was a close race. It was a tight race, and there was some surprise in that race, especially for me. So we'll talk all about that. So without further ado, I want to bring in my two guests today, Christina Clark and Celeste Kuna. What's up, ladies? How you guys doing?
Good,
So,
thanks.
oh, hold on.
Good.
Alexa's talking
Oh.
to me over there. Alexa thought I was talking to her. She wanted to have a conversation. Cancel.
Thank you. Your feedback will help improve the experience.
I love it. Okay, so first of all, we have our second place winner, Celeste. We're going to talk about her second place win and how close that was. And we have our third place winner, Christina Clark, and we're going to talk about her as she sits in front of some of her medals behind her. She was just cluing me in onto some of her racing history that I didn't know about. So we're going to talk to both of them today, and I appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you for coming on the show and talking to everybody. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. And so far we got Spartacus in here. What's up, Spartacus? First guy in. What's up? What's up? How you doing, buddy? He's always here for the shows. So we'll be talking for a little bit. So let's start. Well, before we get into all that, there's one missing. Maribel couldn't make it tonight, so Celeste and Christina are gonna fill us in on their insights on the race. Last week they had a lot to say, so I have a feeling you guys have a lot to say as well. So we're gonna talk about it. So let's start with Celeste. How you doing, Celeste?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying to just understand what I did and what I did wrong and all this other stuff and just trying to move it forward into more races in the future. So, yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, do you feel like you have a good handle on what you did right and what you did wrong?
I feel like I know what my biggest strengths and weaknesses are at this point. It's like I definitely need a lot of practice in passing and doing things like that. I think one of my largest misses right now is my consistency and endurance, which did inform how I raced against Maribel and how I tried to kind of take it at the end. And that's one of the reasons that the race went the way it did. So, but I'm hoping to improve on that and bring that into China maybe, and as much as I can because I'm having a hard time practicing right now because I sprained my ankle last week. So I have to let that heal for China. So yeah.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. So,
No.
what I wanted to ask, and I know you just touched on it a little bit, the race at the end between you and Maribel was really close. And there was a spot in that race when it seemed like she might not have known you were right there. And you were so close, and I thought you were going to make a move to pass her. What was going on right then?
Uh, there were a couple of small spots where I had to pass her. It's so my main strategy on that race was to conserve my energy until the last lap, mainly because I've been working on my consistency, like I said, and working on my endurance, and I've noticed that I push too hard at the beginning and then I have nothing and then just fade at the end.
Uh-huh.
So I was holding on to the last lap and I should have held to the last two where I was. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, it's on. And then I regained everything in the half lap. And then I had a couple where I was like feeling her out. And then on the last turn, I thought I had it, but It was a combination of she cut out a tiny bit and kind of cut me off. If I was fast enough, I could have slammed over into the front of her and then slammed on my brakes and cut into the inside. But one, I knew China was coming up. I didn't want to risk that. I didn't want to risk over torquing. And Maribel is a very fierce competitor. So I also didn't want to risk getting hurt that way. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, Christina, you, like I said, you were the dark horse from as far as I'm concerned, because I was just for you guys out there, we were just having a conversation before we started, and I was telling her I had never seen her race. I didn't know she was racing like that. And then she showed me some of her medals behind her there. I was like, oh, okay, I guess she is racing like that. And then when she came across the finish line, and you were uncontested as the third racer. Like, I felt like, I'm like, where's the rest? Like, you blew them out. Like, you didn't have any competition around you. I was like, okay. How did that feel, Christina? How did you feel about that?
It felt really good, especially because we had never rode on that track before, and it was a beautiful track, by the way, just gorgeous.
Yes.
And it was very large, and I was like thinking, everyone keeps telling me they're so worried about it leading up to it, and I was just putting in my practice and thinking positive, and I was like, am I supposed to be worried? Racing, actually. And I remember on the, what is that, the semifinal laps before, this moment where my heart was just pounding, and I thought that I had made a mistake, and I looked in my mirror and there was nobody behind me. And so I can probably just calm down now and like I thought and just go with it. Like,
Yeah.
so I just,
Well, that's kind of what it looked like to us. Oh, what's up, Electric Unicycle? What's going on, man? Good day, mate. Yeah, so it looked that way to me. Like, I'm like, she doesn't look worried right now. She looks real relaxed, and she's just breezing across the finish line. And then I'm like, okay, so who's fourth? Where's fourth? Like, where's fifth? Like, like it seemed like you guys had such a good lead on everybody, and Christina, you were in a league by yourself there. You just breezed out, and you touched on something that everybody said so far too, is that track. How amazing is that track? Like, I was blown away by how good that track is, and all I could think was, this is what we need all the time. Like, we need that track all the time.
100%.
Like that, and of course I love off-road, so I would like a, like a Thunderdome also, somewhere like, at Amped, when we have the Thunderdome, to me is one of the greatest downhill tracks. So if we had that and we had this, that would be like the event of the year. Like, that's exactly what we need. And it seemed like the track was brand new. I mean, I don't know if it was, but it looked it. Is that how it looked to you guys out there?
It is. That track was completed. I think they opened in August for karts. So it has been being built for, I think, 2 or 3 years. I don't remember the exact, but they've been building it for a while.
Wow.
yeah.
So that was like the perfect time on the perfect track. Like, unbelievable.
Chris tried to look it up on Google Earth, and it's just like dirt. And I was like, kind of see where they're going to track.
Yeah, it was just like you're saying, the perfect track, and it's brand new. There was no, like, I remember hearing it last week when they were talking. It's like, there's no divots on it. There's no oil on it. There's the first two corners were amazing. Like, I mean, I know it's weird picking out corners on the track, but the first two, especially that like overbanked turn, was just so nice, and you could just rip right through that and not have to get your fatigue. And then
Yeah.
the inner corner around the inside was like really nice to be able to, like, it's a strategy I haven't been able to use before, but it worked so well to my advantage. Was I can literally sit on my wheel sideways,
Yeah.
and as I was doing that, going around that corner, I could regain some of my energy and then save it for the chicanes coming up. So it was just like very useful.
I felt like I saw that seated riding push more in this race than I ever have in any race yet. Like there were a lot of riders dropping low right on the seat or right above the seat and swinging off to the right or the left. I was like, they are putting so much pressure on those wheels and so much trust in those wheels. I was like, whoo. I thank
I
God.
have rebuilt that EX30, so I trust it more than probably normal because I've crashed it at 45 and completely split it in half. So and then I've
Ooh.
rebuilt it. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know that wheel intimately.
Yeah.
Christina, what were you riding?
I was riding a Commander Pro in this race.
Oh, okay.
Just on it, I don't know, about 2 weeks before the race. So, prior to that, I was riding the Master Race V4.
Okay. Well, there was who was it? I forgot who. Someone last week who was riding the Commander Pro GT and just started riding it like right before the race. Like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess. Like, like
I think that was Kevin.
probably yes, it was. And you like you think you're like nothing like adding to your challenge, like like it's crazy, but okay, but you did well, you know. So hey, let's watch a little clip here. Let's see if I can get us up and running here. Let's watch a little clip of this fantastic race.
Final race for EUC women. This is for all the marbles, as they say, Brett.
Yes, everything is on the line here. SoCal Legends getting them lined up for the EUC women's final race. This is a final race, and off they go with that green flag.
You feel the energy
Mirabelle
again, like you're
Vargas
there.
Out in front with a jump off
so
the
nice.
line. She had that pole position.
Yes, leaning real hard, knowing this is a final race. They're not going to be holding back anything anymore, right, Seth? And
Just
those
look at
heats
that
before,
track.
It may have been strategy, but now it is skill.
I just love looking at this track. Ugh, let me see if I can turn this down a little bit.
Watching history being made, or should I say herstory, here at K1 Circuit Track in Winchester, California.
So how do you guys feel looking back at this? Do you,
These
I
women, they
mean, really,
provide
do
an
you feel the same
exciting
energy
race
that
for
you
us.
felt
I'm
then?
Super happy to be able to see them go around this track so fast in a group.
I wouldn't say the
be able
same
to watch
energy,
them
but
go
it's
across
definitely a
that
hyped
finish
energy,
line.
especially compared
Quite
to any
exciting
other
here.
races
I don't
we've
know
ever
if
been
it's
in.
actually going to be,
Or at least every other race I've been in, and I
Runaway
can't
winner
speak for Christina, but there's definitely more attention on this, especially because the track and the production values were so up
It's
from
just so amazing.
last time. Yeah, like
Ugh.
ABS last year was not like this.
No, and AVS was, in my opinion, I thought AVS was the pinnacle of what we had for racing at that time, and now the gauntlet has been dropped. Look at that seated right there, right there, and that seated turn. Yeah, this has definitely raised the bar for racing. That's for sure.
Got Maribel Vargas coming around the corner.
So there's a lot going on here, but this is what I wanted to look at, is that last at the end, and I think it was around here.
Shout out to our drone operations team for providing you with these amazing shots coming down the straightaway for this pro women's EUC class.
Right here. You were so
We
close.
may
Like
see
I was like,
there's gonna be a pass.
oh,
Checkered flag coming out at the end of the line.
oh,
And it's gonna be close. Maribel
Oh, there we go.
Vargas, followed by Celeste Cuna.
That I thought you were gonna pass. That was so close. I was like,
Yeah.
I love those kind of races because the guys was the same way for second and third. And then of course, let's look here and watch who Christina was battling. Oh wait. She had blown them all out already.
Battling.
Christina was battling Christina. That's exactly what you were doing. I was very surprised. I was like, did the race stop? Like, did everybody else stop? Like, where'd they go? Like,
No, she just rocked it. It's like
Yeah.
I was like rewatching it the other day, and I was like sitting there, and she just like blew out of the water there. It's like it was such good racing, and I've also seen like we went to AVS the week after, and Christina was there too. And AVS is like a very tiring track because the banks are outer banked, and then there's tons of potholes in the way and all this other stuff. It's like, so I'm starting to fade. Christina's getting better. So I'm going through the women's race there, and I'm sitting there, and I got a good like 5 seconds on her or something. But and then like couple laps back, and I'm just like, where did you come from? And then we shared times later, and it's like she sped up and I slowed down in the race. So it's like it could be anything. Like she's really good. It was fun racing with you.
How did you feel, Christina?
Really enjoying trying to catch you.
So now had you raced AVS before, Christina?
Yes,
Okay.
a couple times.
Okay, so you were familiar.
Yeah, at Rogers Tour, what was that? The month or 2 months before, we joined, and I actually got first place in the women's race there, but nobody knows about it because it wasn't really official. It was just kind of like timed heated lap kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Well, I can tell you that like I said, AVS I thought was I was raving about AVS to everybody when I came back. I was like, "Oh, you got to see this. This track is amazing." Then we go to the Tef1, and I'm like, I'm watching the videos, and I was mad because I was supposed to go, and last minute I didn't. So I'm watching the videos, and I'm like, "Oh, are you kidding? Look at this track. This is crazy. It's huge." And I'm like, this looks better than AVS. And then everybody who talked, this is the best track we've ever been on. And then I'm like, okay, I guess I was right. So it's amazing to see something like that. Wouldn't it be nice to have a track like that in like 5 different spots around the country, and we could race them all the time?
Yeah, I think we should collaborate with K1 Circuit and try to ride. Please.
Yeah, I said the same thing. When I saw that track, I'm like, we need to work with them. Like, this is crazy. We need to work with them. And I previously had tried, here I did on an indoor go-kart track. And I thought it was amazing. And I was like, okay, this is the best I've ever seen. Because it was indoor, and it was a go-kart track. But because it was indoor, it didn't have the big, long straightaways. It had more twists and turns. So it was more of a tricky race than it was a speed race. And it took a whole lot of skill to stay tight. So but that gave me an appreciation for go-kart tracks. And I said, you know what? I think we need to look at go-kart tracks, but haven't been able to since until now. And now we have a first level, like grade A go-kart track. So I think
I hope we get more as we go, because it's just like, I think one of the bigger problems we've been running into is like the amount of money that's required to rent these tracks out and take out insurance and all this other stuff. And I'm hoping that's something TEF can really work with as well, because they do have the clout, they do have something to show, they do have the money. And obviously you need the viewers to catch up to that, to make that a viable, and the sponsors and everything to make that a viable business. But I really hope they can do it, because we can get some really, as we've seen, we can get some really high quality places to ride.
Yeah.
It's just really fun.
Someone's saying hi to you over here in the chat. Denise Derby said, hi, Christina. It's your mama. Hi, Mom. Shouts out to Mom.
Let's go.
So it's really good to do this, and I think that Tef1 is going to try to do that, and I know that Amped will do the same. We'll try and see if we can work something like that. I don't have an outdoor track in my area anywhere. I would love to grab one, but I will be searching because after this, it like I said, it solidified what I thought was the thing to do, and that is find a go kart track and try to work with them. So I think that's key. So we've talked about the that particular race and the track. Um, Now you said, give me a little idea of how you tuned your wheel, Celeste. You said you crashed that wheel, you broke it in half, you put it back together. Is there anything special that you do to your wheel for racing?
I think the only thing that I do special is most racers don't use power knobs, and I use power knobs
Mm-hmm.
uh, for my pads. I freaking love them. I was very hesitant when I first heard about them because it's just such a different, weird paradigm. But a lot of the people in one of the women's EUC's chat, actually in PEV chat, we're talking about it. So I 3D printed an older version of that design, and I'm just like,
Oh,
here are my fake knobs, and
okay.
then I played around with them for a little while, and then I'm
Okay.
like, it helped my technique a lot too, because then I'm just like, because I don't like race, I don't ride a lot of the same ways a lot of the men do.
Okay.
Instead of like say like hanging and that kind of thing, I actually shift my whole upper body forward and back together,
Ah.
which doesn't lead to as much like an instant acceleration. I'm working on that mainly because I mentally I'm still kind of fighting a little bit through uh, the cutout I had before, that
Mm,
torque cutout. And that was a lot to
yeah.
do with field weakening. So I should be getting a new wheel soon. But at least for the EX30, at that point it was like I was running field weakening. I was pushing it harder than I normally do, but that also affects the acceleration out the gate. And
Yeah.
but that helped me, I think, on this track because there were so many straightaways. There was so much fast that I
Yeah.
had the time to push up. I had the time to be able to make up whatever speed I was losing in the corners while I was getting used to it or getting up to speed.
Well, that's what it
And
seemed like.
yeah,
Your it seemed like where you were gaining was every time there was a straightaway, you took an opportunity. I think it was in the corners where Maribel had the advantage on you, and
mhm.
but it did seem like on those straightaways, it seemed like you were able to ramp it up, and you like at least three times. I was like, oh no,
Yeah, and that's
no no
and that's
no.
what I
Okay,
was like trying to get to. It's just like
yeah,
it just I'm looking forward to future wheels. I'm getting a
yeah.
wheel when I go to China, and I'm very excited about it.
What are you
So,
getting?
I'm getting a Blitz, but
Aha. Okay.
yep, and I'm excited for the 50Ss that are going to be in it. I'm excited to play around with non-field weakening and then boost it up to field weakening. I'm excited
Okay.
to see what I can do with it and put on some of the mods, like because I uh when Brian was last here, he showed me that like when he did the wrist mod there, so he can have the PWM just flaring right in his
Uh,
eyes as he's going, and I'm like maybe I want to do that.
that
Actually, I do
scares
want to
me
do
to have
that.
a wire. I'm like, oh, I don't.
Oh, but it has a. I was actually gonna do it a long time ago, and I never did. Where I was gonna make a wire into my headset to play my PWMs directly from
Uh,
from the battery,
uh-huh.
and what he's doing there is quick disconnects. So if you fall,
Yeah.
it just snaps away.
Yeah, I
And
guess
yeah,
it's just weird. It's just a, I don't know. I guess it's mental. Like that's why I never did tethers because it just for me it's
mhm.
hard, but it's a mental thing. You get past it. So
And I would
um
only do it with the quick disconnects because,
yeah,
like
you
for
have
me,
to.
it's the same thing. Like tethers scare the crap out of me.
Yeah. So Christina, I'm gonna ask you the same question, but before I do, Celeste, before I forget, can you send me the file you had for what you printed? I just got a 3D printer, and I want to try those power knobs.
Yes, I can send that to you. It's an older design.
That's
Yeah, but I'll
fine.
send it to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. We'll talk. We'll talk. So, Christina, what are you said you were riding the Commander Pro? Is there anything special that you did to yours or that you do normally to race?
Well, we always check our tire pressure before we go out, and we make sure everything just just right. And mostly that's Chris. That's
Mhm.
not my thing. I usually just get on the wheel and I trust him and go for it. So But yeah, I was riding with the new Clark pads, Flex pads.
Uh-huh.
So I'd recently changed to those as well when I changed wheels a couple weeks prior to. So on my Master V4, I was riding the Bio race pads.
Yeah.
So used to them, but so I was getting used to a new wheel and getting used to new pads on the wheel.
Yeah.
Pads, the second I put them on my wheel, I couldn't believe it. I dropped seconds off my times on
Yeah.
every try, you know. So I was just blown away. So with the he's really dialed them in. So
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something I gotta try the flex pads now. Those are the only ones I haven't tried. The bio pads, I live and die by them. I just love them so much. And before that it was the Titan pads. I love what Chris does. He's very talented. He's brings his skill and his enthusiasm and his focus for riding into what he does to make pads. So I appreciate him definitely. In the chat we got Mama Asita says, "Congratulations." I'm assuming it's to both of you, unless one of you knows her. And then we also have Samantha says, "Hell yeah, Christina! Congratulations. We love you." I love all the support that I really love seeing and hearing people. Booyah! I love it. I gotta give him some for that because it's not easy. I know coming from me in my world, I'm the weird guy because I ride these things. So there's so many people that are like, "Are you still doing that stuff?" So I know it's tough. So when you get support from people, it's a great thing. It's a big thing, and to me, I believe in it, and I believe it needs to be shouted, and it needs to be recognized because those people around you who are giving you support, they mean a lot. So shouts out to you guys for jumping in here and supporting Christina and everybody in the community that's supporting Celeste as well. You guys, I really appreciate it because it means a lot to me. And I'm glad to see you guys out there because, the guys are always there. But seeing more and more women race now to me is a big deal. Like I love it. At my rally last year, we were able to have a few of the women. They're like, no, we want to race our own category, but we also want to race the guys. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, I see you. So there's a lot of that going on, and I'm here for it. I really appreciate the fact that we're opening it up so that everybody has the opportunity to race and everybody feels good about it. So seeing that you're not just here, but you brought your fans too. Oh wait, she's something else. It's great to see women competing and how the community has grown. I'm looking forward to joining the tribe. Okay, okay. Well, we look forward to having you. We are all for it. We love having more and more people join us. Um, we love what we're doing, and we know that you will too. So, uh, it's one of those things. Well, you said Blitz. That's the other thing I wanted to say. Celeste, you said Blitz is what you're excited to be getting. Christina, is there a wheel that you're looking at that you're thinking about getting that you're excited for? Nothing. Uh oh. I think she froze.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she froze. Christina, if you can hear me, I think you froze. Yeah. Devo's in the chat. What's up, man? What's going on? Good to see you, brother. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get back to her in a second. Christina, if you're there, you might want to drop out and jump back in because I think your phone froze. There you go. She'll be back in a minute. So, Les, besides the Blitz, what wheel are you? What wheels do you or are you excited about? Because there's so many that are coming.
There are a lot. I haven't messed with the Apex yet, and I'm excited to because like everybody I've been hearing has just been saying it's a Lynx with a better suspension, and I loved the Lynx like so much. I never could justify buying one, and one of the only reasons I can is for the Blitz is because I'm going to China and get them cheaper, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
Right.
it will be fun to take advantage of that and use that. But it's I mean, I kind of got a little bit distracted there because like what the goat is doing to go to China is like so cool, like that they're doing this opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just it's at least for me, I'm going to try as hard as I can, and I'm going to do what I can, and that all depends on how much my ankle heals. But I'm going for the experience, and I'm going to show people that women in freaking China can race. So
Yeah, definitely. And I think they need to see that. Yeah, I hear you, Devo. That might have to be you, brother. We're gonna have to talk about it. Okay, hold on. I think that's Christina jumping back in. See if we can get her back in here.
I'm
Yoo-hoo!
so sorry.
That's all right. you.
My phone kept saying it's gonna die, but boy, did it mean it. Hold on, it's in the wrong spot.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. When your phone tells you it's gonna die, listen. Because hers was really saying it. Yeah. So I believe what you're saying is true, Celeste. Especially in China, I think there's a lot of women there that don't ride or probably don't show that they ride, and I think that seeing you guys race is going to be something big. But there were a lot of race names on there from China, and I don't know what those like. We can't read those names, so I don't know
no,
if they're guys or girls or what. So
I have no idea, but it's like I've been watching videos, and especially on trails, like these people are nuts. Like
yeah,
they're insane riders. I can't
yeah,
wait to see what they do.
yeah, and that's the big thing is I love off road. That's what I love the most, and they really kill it. So I have a feeling they're gonna be like putting me through my paces. So we'll see what happens while we're over there. I'm a little nervous. So Mamacita said, "What are your goals for the 2025 competition across the world?" Is that are you asking? Are they decided, or they want to compete across the world, or you're asking where? You guys got any specific goals?
Celeste, did you want to answer that first?
Oh, sure. I don't really have too many goals for that. For China, I'm using it as an experience. I've been able to like line it up in my life to be able to do that and like get just get my name out there more, and also just like experience new things. Go to China, have fun with everybody
Mm-hmm.
there, meet the goat. Like it's such a cool experience. And uh, that's really about it. Like other than that, it's like I'm more looking forward to the races the second half of the year. My first half of the year is kind of slower. I'm gonna be hanging out with some friends and doing a one wheel event, which will be fun because
Ah.
I mean, that's what I busted my ankle on. Don't get me wrong, but one wheels are freaking fun as
Oh,
hell.
see, oh, oh, no, you didn't. Oh, what? Oh.
One wheels are dangerous. One wheels, honestly, I will have to say, it's like I think they are more dangerous than EUCs.
Yes. I go to get on one and I think, I'm like, no, I'm gonna fall. No, that's, oh man, I don't know. I now I'm real upset. Not only did you hurt yourself, but you hurt yourself on the one wheel. No, I mean we don't get me wrong, we love one wheels too. I'm just saying, when you're playing around on something and then you get hurt and then you can't do what you really do, that's frustrating. So, yeah, you better baby that
Yeah,
up.
it's. I mean, the way I was riding like an idiot, but the way I describe it is like play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I was carving really hard. I love to carve, just like on my EUC. I was riding like an EUC, and then the wheel was like,
Uh-uh.
"Nah, here's an edge."
Yeah. Oh man, that's so funny. Oh, Danielle needs growth says, Christina, we love you. Oh, So yeah, um, Devo says, "What's up, Christina?" Oh, here we go. Devo says Zach Darnell is quickly becoming one of the best all-around riders. He wins on the track and the off-road. Well, you're not
He is
wrong there.
absolutely
He
crazy.
had a great year.
Well, I think it runs in the blood. Him and his father racing like crazy. Like I'm like, really? Both of you? Like it's unbelievable. Very impressive. Let's see. So Devo said, I just want the Cali riders to beat the Spain riders. Spain riders talk too much trash. You're right,
Uh,
Devo. I heard a couple of things that were said, and I was like, wow.
I
So
I just
yeah.
I just gotta say at TEF and ABS they weren't able to back it up. So
Were there Spain riders on the podium? Okay.
I mean racing, like, honestly, I want to get to Christina's question on what she thinks about what she's gonna do next year too. But it's like, honestly, with, like, I think with everybody is just uh you can have an off day, like, you with these things. It's like you can just not be able to respond on certain occasions. And uh to be truthful about Maribel is like, for with me is like, I think she was having an off day and I was having a good day.
Mhm.
And it can flex every there. I still need so much more practice and so much more training and so much more endurance. And those are things that I think Maribel has in spades because she is constantly putting in the work. She is
Yeah.
constantly training. She is
Yep.
constantly going to intros and pushing herself further. So that just is more for me to look into and use as expertise and just of what proper dedication gets you,
Yep. Excuse me.
and just makes me want to do it so much more so I can continue being a threat, not just be a one-time thing. One-time threat.
that was well said. I like that. You want to continue being a threat. Okay, so Christina, is there anything in 2025 that you're looking forward to? What are your goals in 2025 as far as racing is concerned?
Keep practicing and get faster so I can get closer to Celeste and coming ahead of me and do better. That's what I wake up every day and I try my best and and have fun and try not to get hurt.
Okay. Well, let me. Are there any specific races that you're looking forward to going to this year or next year, rather?
Gosh. I mean, I don't know. I love the dirt and I love the track now. They're about to
Okay.
be like dirt, 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 dirt. Give me the dirt. But I've been practicing a lot on the track in Stockton, go-kart track,
Uh huh.
and is, not of the best quality, which we joke around about because, being able to dodge the oil spot and the just right and still get the good time is winning. So,
you're not,
you know, distract me or whatever. Yeah, I can't say that there's like one race in particular that I'm excited about. I mean, I would love to go back to K1 circuit track course.
mm-hmm.
Uh, I'd love to see more of those pop up next year, just more races in general. So, but with the family, we unfortunately can't go very far, and we're running two businesses here, folks. So,
Mm.
every day is winning when we at least get through the day. So,
Well,
yeah.
I can tell you, you guys are making it look easy. You guys, there's a lot of juggling going on. A lot of throw a lot of balls up in the air at one time, doing a whole lot of things on a lot of fronts. And I appreciate you because you guys, you're making it happen. So, shouts out to you guys. Shouts out to the Clark clan. Yeah. So in the chat, Devo said, I feel safer going 40 miles an hour on an EUC than a one wheel going 17 miles an hour. I
Yep.
agree.
Yep.
Not
And
practice the one wheel very much, but I did fall on the street,
Oof.
close to the house. I also crashed a scooter once. Yeah, but it was those things.
So is Crash your nickname or?
No, no, we're not
uh, huh?
we're not going to talk about how heartbroken I was when I
Uh,
crashed. I cut out my S22 at AVS last year in pre-qualifying, right before
oh,
time, and then I had to sit there the whole weekend. Yeah,
youch. Yeah, yeah. The S22 was not a good choice though to race.
yeah, I learned that.
I give you props for racing on an S22 though. That takes against the that was like when the EX30 was at its prime and the freaking
Mm,
Master
mm.
Pro. The Masters and like racing on an S22. You got that's awesome.
I
Yeah.
do. I still have it, and I rode it at NWEF this year, and I've ridden it in the dirt mostly since then. So Chris put
Okay.
that back to.
S22 is a great wheel on the dirt. That is such a good wheel on the dirt.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want, I was a big fan of the S22 before it came out. When it came out, then I was like, it just didn't seem. It didn't do it for me. So it went into a different category for me. Yes, it was the off-road wheel at one point, and everybody was, hitting it with that. But for some reason, it just never came back around to being one of my favorites, and still in that side category for me. I'm like, eh. But there are a lot of wheels that you don't know until you ride them. Like the Lynx. I was not a fan of the Lynx. People were talking about, and I'm like, whatever, it's small. That's too small for me. I need a bigger wheel. I'm a big heavy dude. I need a bigger wheel. Then I rode it and I go, ooh. I was like, oh,
Exactly the same feeling I had with the Lynx, but I couldn't justify it at the time. Like
yeah.
Brian Dillard brought it down to San Diego after he had it for a little while, and he showed a bunch of people in San Diego, and that was such a awesome wheel to feel, and just to see him he went completely horizontal
Yeah.
once, like completely horizontal, accelerating on that thing, and I was just
Crazy. Yeah, he has so much skill, and it's wild watching him do that stuff. And I'm like, my heart drops. I'm like, no, no, but but it is crazy. So Danielle Needs Growth has a question. It says, how long have both of you been riding? So let's start with you, Celeste. How long you been riding?
about 2.5 years.
Okay, 2.5 years. And Christina?
I think it was around. Let's see, 21 when I bought Chris's first wheel for Christmas.
Okay.
So that's when this whole thing started. It took me a little after watching him, but yeah, even our rides. I don't know if you saw, but a few people were taking photos of her and videoing her at this race. She was goofing off with a friend, and practicing. Yeah, she learned how to sit down like Kevin Sabala and put her feet out. And she can ride with one foot now, and she's only 7.5.
Oh
So
my God. I can't even ride with one foot.
Wow. It learns so quick.
Oh
yeah,
my God. They grow so fast.
That's
yeah,
one of the best
right
feelings when I see that.
Yeah.
for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. No limits to ride. What's up, man? He does a whole bunch of interviews. Great guy. He says, "Hey, Ryder, Celeste, Christina." Oh, he met Erwin. Hey, guy, what's up, man? It's good to see you. I like seeing people from all over the world jumping in on these things. Yeah, so it's wonderful. What else is Spartacus? Oh, Grills, by the way, I wanted to say what's up. I was putting your comment up there and then I realized what you were saying, dude. Yeah, off topic. Um Here he is. He's talking about wheels. Shouts out to Mikey Grillo, great rider, but hyper focused. uh So he said, nice to see all the support for the live stream. That's what Nelson said from No Rides, No Limits to Ride. So yeah, you guys have ridden for a couple years now. So what else, Celeste? What was your first wheel?
First wheel was a Commander. It was not the best first wheel choice, but it was a fun wheel choice, and it took me a week to freaking have it click in my brain and ride. It took me so long to start compared to like I see these people that jumping on it and like riding in 30 minutes, and I'm just like, and just remembering that. But a lot of that was the Commander, but when I got it.
Yes. And Christina, I guess the S22 was the first one for you, the first one you rode?
So the very first wheel that we got was a V8. That's what I was riding now, and we've all practiced on it and crashed it a whole bunch. And then we moved on to MSPs and the RSs, and
okay.
I mean, we had those forever, but now thinking about getting on one of those is like, what?
You're spoiled, right?
What was I doing? Yeah.
I mean, definitely spoiled. It's like you mentioned the RS, and it's like I miss the RS so much because that was my wheel after my Commander, and the RS is like that's all I strive for now is a suspension wheel that feels like an RS that actually has half decent range. And I know those are oxymoronic until battery gets lighter, but it's what I want.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is good luck because the problem is that and everyone does it. Everyone does it. We do it instinctively. We search for everything in our wheel.
Yep.
And we have to realize that you cannot get everything you want in a wheel. The times that we thought we had, we find out the flaws and this and that, and it's like you reaching for so much. And I hate to say it, because I'm a guy who goes excess on everything, but you have to have multiple wheels. You just do, because you cannot have everything in the wheel. It's like right now, well, I'm down a couple wheels, but I have the ET Max, and I love riding that thing, but it doesn't have distance. 42 miles, and I'm like, beep, 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 beep. I'm like, what? So it's very frustrating. But then I sold my Sherman S, which I loved to death, and I want to get a Sherman L. And then you guys saw me snap the pedals off of my Commander Pro on that nice jump that I did and didn't land well. So that Commander Pro is down. So all I have is the ET Max and my A2 right now. But I like being able to get on different wheels. I went to New York to I was trying to get my passport there for China, which I still don't have yet. Very nervous. Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for them. They stalled me anyway. But I was just going around the corner and from the parking lot, so I brought the A2, and I said, see, every wheel has its purpose. Like I had to bring it into the building, give it to security and all this. And I'm like, that little wheel was perfect. It was, unassuming.
The M10, it's like I have to sell a wheel when I get back because my deal with my roommate was no more wheels, because between us we have so many one wheels and so many EUCs and I have a board, and I'm just like, so it's either going to be the Master or the M10, and I'm like, I can't sell the M10. So I get it. Like, yeah.
You got to have a little wheel, like that little last mile parking lot, whatever wheel is like right now it's the A2, but I want to switch it to the Falcon.
Because it's such a fun wheel.
Yeah, because it has suspension. So I want that to be my car wheel, my toss it in the back, and leave it back there wheel. So, like I said, I'm big and heavy. So something like that is better for me. So that's what I'm looking for. We'll see what happens. In China, getting there was tough enough. So I'm like, I can't buy a wheel. So I'll be doing a loaner. Yeah, I'll be doing a loaner wheel. So I don't even know what I'll end up with.
Yeah, getting there was like just because the weekend they happened to pick it and how late they happened to do it, it was just a lot of money for the flights, and there was no way
A
around it.
lot. Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
late to get mine, so it cost even more than everybody else paid.
yeah. So yeah, that's what it was. It just happened to fit in my schedule. So
Yeah.
that's fun.
So Grills says, "Congrats, ladies! Had to watch y'all's race 20 times. Such an amazing track, and the footy was so crispy. Yeah, it was definitely a great video to watch. And it is. You do get the feelings back every time you watch it again. Let me see. Okay, no limits to ride. Nelson says his live streams are returning in January. All right, buddy. Look forward to seeing you.
The other thing that's like I kind of wanted to poke on was because we were talking about the wheels and we love them and stuff. The wheel we're looking forward to in the future is like I was so hoping for the Panther to be that, but it's like what threw it off for me because I was like looking up at Grill's last message there is the rim, the massive rim. And I'm just like, I'm coming from the EX30 as like now I can carve on that and rip it around, and it's like the rim just ruins it for me, even though I know somebody's gonna love it, but it doesn't have the range of like a Master Pro. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused where that lives.
Well, the testing will do it. That's what will do it. When we really get, and that's what I tell everybody. Don't get too excited and this is the wheel and I'm gonna get this one and I gotta have. Wait for the testing because there's always things that come out that you don't know. You know, the ET Max I'm in love with, like I said, but at first I was like, I don't know, but I wrote it and wrote it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm in love with this wheel. But I didn't know when it first came out, and I didn't just jump on board. I try not to. I get excited. I want to ride them, but I don't get excited like I need to buy that. I need to have that.
Gotta hold some resistance. You can't afford every wheel. It's impossible.
No, no, no. And the way my bank account works is a checking and a savings, and it's not gonna go through.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, but I'm hoping. Oh wait, Nelson said I love my Sherman S Cobra. Maybe I buy the Sherman L2 or the NOSFET Apex for off road. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have the X-Way is gonna be my off road wheel, and the Sherman L is gonna be my street wheel.
Well,
I
the
think
X-Way 132 or 168.
168. Yeah. Yeah, I need the biggest one. It's just like I said, I'm big and heavy. Especially now, I'm the biggest I ever been, and I'm like, so I'm like, yeah, I need something with some more girth, some power there, some power. Oh, he says too late to pre-order the Apex already. I don't think so. Yeah. So there's the Apex is another one I liked, but not having a trolley handle. And then somebody in one of the comments said that it felt basically like a more powerful S22. He said, I was like, whoa, whoa.
If that's the way they're trying to position it, that sounds like it would be a win. Because I mean, you wouldn't want the trolley handle for dirt,
Right.
and if you're racing on it, especially if it's going to be their race wheel. So that might.
I don't know. Devo said he thinks I should get the Panther. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll get that instead. But right now, like I said, the X-Way, and that's headed my way for sure. Probably next week, and Sherman L. Waiting for a word to be able to do that. I don't know. I don't know where that money's coming from, but I'm trying to figure that one out. 1 + 2 carry to 1. Yep, not gonna work.
Like this is the last wheel I'm gonna have for a while, so it's got to freaking last.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking. I was like, damn, I might have to sell, something. So I will have to sell my Commander Pro. once I get it fixed because I'm getting a shell for it to replace, the damage I did. Oh, shouts out to Clark for that as well. I know he realized his pedals didn't break; the side of the wheel broke. So, shouts out to the sturdy Clark pedals. I thought the pedals gave way, and when I look, I'm like, no, the metal on the side of the wheel, bro. How? How? Yeah, like I said, I'm big and heavy, and I missed the landing. So,
And that's the way I did with the Adam G pedals too. Like, they're such rocks that like the whole wheel can crumble around the pedal.
that's what I heard. I heard they're that solid, which is a good thing,
Yeah.
a really good thing. So, I take it. So, Christina, you were saying you guys are juggling two businesses, and the family and everything. If you had the opportunity, would you go to China?
Absolutely.
well,
Yeah.
well, you know what? You know what? I said no for like a couple months, and I was like, I'm not going. I'm not going. Oh yeah, no, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not going. And then, like I said last week, a conversation with Afiz from E Rides in London, in England. He was like, you need to go. You need to go. And we had a really good conversation. Shouts out to Afiz. I appreciate you, brother. And when we were done talking, I was like, fine, I'm going. And then right after, I was like, I'm kind of excited. Then I was like, I'm super excited. Who am I kidding? So anyway, what did he say? Hopefully Clark's got plans for the Apex. He can remove those two bumpers and have total freedom designing anything around it. I don't think there's a problem with him thinking of that already. Clark is always thinking about that. Chris is all over it.
Yeah. That he is. But yeah, I remember the same feeling that you were just describing about going to China for when Chris and Grace actually talked me into racing to begin with. So
Mm-hmm.
I was really enjoying riding, but I was not feeling like I was ready for that, or wasn't sure if I even wanted to start racing last year. And they came, Doug and Grace came by, and we all went for a long ride, and we rode over Annandale here, and local mountain, and it's difficult mountain. And they saw me go over that with pretty much ease, and they were like, yeah, you can race. And yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm doing this now. And then I was really excited. So, and it just kind of just kept carrying from there, enjoying it and having a good time.
Yeah.
So,
The excitement kicks in later once that adrenaline hits, and you like you just said, I guess I'm doing this. That's a good feeling. It really is. And you can think about the fact that after all of that, right? All that they talked you into, and and then it all culminated with you breezing through third place with looking back going, I got nobody on me. Like you were blowing. I was like, so I guess you could say, okay, you guys were right. I should be racing.
She knows what she's doing. She's awesome.
thank you. I lost track of Celeste and Maribel and actually asked them after the race. So wait, like, who got first?
Yeah, I remember that. Like, it's like I was so dead after that. Like, I was literally up there, and I was like next to Maribel, and I like reached out my hand and we shook hands, and then I like look over and I'm just like
Yeah, that, like, after doing something so exhilarating, the come down afterwards is like, whew, okay, I just did that. I just did that. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I can tell you, I haven't been racing, but hitting that jump and going over the landing, all I felt was I was like, oh, my heart was in my throat. I landed, and when I got up, I was like, I survived. I didn't break anything.
And on the little baby jumps at the skate park that I
Mhm.
first was like, oh, I did that.
Yeah.
Here.
It's crazy, crazy that feeling. So, shouts out to all the jump masters. We have
Here.
quite a few in our community, and I envy them because I'm still trying to get the idea down, and I still have short like the amped. Not the amp before, but the amp before that. At the park, I crashed. Same thing, trying to do a jump and hit the concrete on my behind. That hurt, tailbone damage. I'm like, okay. And then this time I destroy the Commander Pro.
Oh no!
I'm like, every time I try, I can't get it
But you always
down.
you want that feeling.
Yes. Well, I really only reason I want to learn how to jump is so that I can hit those trails. That's the only reason why I want to learn how to
I mean,
jump.
it's so much fun too, and it's just
Yeah.
I like we got the locals here. Like, I mean, just like shout out to like Matt Bird. He's freaking crazy,
Yeah.
and and then I'm riding out with people and just seeing what they can do on the trails earlier in the year, and just seeing that whole other world that I really haven't played around with since, because I do trail riding, but like seeing like all the different inputs they're putting in, and like, oh, if it's this far, you need to like decelerate before you hit this thing. You need to, like, do this or do that, and I'm just like sitting there, just like, oh my god, there's so much complexity in this, and these guys are fucking awesome. So yeah, it's cool to
Yes,
see.
that's exactly it. And I know that I'll never do all that they do because I'm just not there, but I just want to be able to do the little, just breeze through, hit a trail without having to go and go off to the side and go around everything. I want to be able to really just hit them and keep going. I'm not trying to get big air. I'm just little air. But I want to be able to go over, keep going, hit the next one, keep going. That feeling is like really, it's a high that I love to feel. Going through the woods, even at my terrible skill level, I love going through the woods. I can't hit those jumps, but just hitting the ups and downs and through between trees, squeezing between trees, and there is nothing like it. When I have a shitty day, I just want to go out on a ride, go through the woods, and then come out the other side smiling. That's all I want. So, but my hats off to you two for being able to do what you're doing out on that track. I rode AVS on an S22. Shouts out to you, Christina, over there. I did it on an S22, and I was like, oh, I may cut this thing out. I don't know if I don't. It's like I was worried the whole time, and I said, yeah, I could never race this. No, it's not for me. But I was on the track, and I was riding it, and I had my drone behind me. Got a couple little quick, some images. I was like, that's good. That's all right. That's all I need. That's not for me. The racing on the asphalt is not for me. It's the off-road that's for me. So if you guys had to choose only one, Celeste, which would it be? Off-road or the asphalt?
It would be the asphalt, but not for racing reasons. I love trail like so much that I customized my master for it. And I was like really trying to go for that for a while, but we just don't do as much trail when it gets colder over here than normal. Or at least right now we're not. I don't know. Normally we do. Anyway, but mainly because like my heart and what I do stuff on is I like to carve. It's not
Yeah.
a race. My heart is I get my music pumping through my cardo, and I just sit there and just start dancing to the music as hard as I humanly can. And that results in an EX30 going. It's kind of ridiculous. So I just
no, you don't have to tell me, Celeste. I've been behind you. The ride at Red Rock. was the first time I met you and rode behind you, and I'm like, okay.
I've only gotten so much more scarier since then.
I
I'm
know. I'm
sorry for
like,
anybody around me.
oh my god. I'm like, what happened? Like I was like, Celeste is not even here with us. Celeste is on another planet right now. Like, so Christina, what about you? Would it be trail or would it be asphalt? Well, if you only could do one, which would it be?
I think my heart might still be in the trails.
Yes.
But staying,
Yes.
you get the right music playing, or you get your little,
Hmm.
race playlist on, and you just jam. And I don't know. It's just, there's nothing like it. It's definitely my new addiction. My very first race was Northwest Electric Fest up in Oregon, and I remember when I crossed the finish line, and I was third on my very first race.
Nice.
By the way,
Say
I
that
did.
again.
I got a couple second places in there, but
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I remember I came across the finish line, and I uh took myself out. They had like this big rubber band between the trees, and like I just hit it and and Chris and everybody was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like laughing hysterically, like the adrenaline pumping, and I was just like, "When can I do it again?" Like,
That was that, well, almost that. I was gonna say that's like me on that jump. Like I felt really crazy doing it. My heart was going nuts. I landed, broke the pedals, slammed on the ground, and then I'm like, I didn't hurt anything. That was great. I'm like, that felt great, but I still, my heart is still in those woods. It's something about the woods. Going through the
people were
trail in the woods. Magic.
That's why I'm glad we're not. I'm glad we don't have to choose
Yeah.
because
yeah.
Yeah.
I would never give up the trail if I had a
No.
choice.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like, I love riding on the street too and being able to carve. There's something about there's a hypnotic effect of
Yeah.
carving. I love it, but the trails still have my heart. They just do. I don't know if it's because of where we are, but it's the feeling of the up and the down and the rough and the smooth and the trees and it's just a lot in there that I'm like, yeah, this is home. So
Yeah.
that's just me.
Yes, after my cutout at AVS on the S22, and then a couple months ago when I was riding the master race there, and everyone was like, "Oh, how are you riding like through the beeps?" And I was like, "Oh, I just turned my music up," and I even describe to how much trust I have in my wheel and in my husband's products, and I just let go, and
Yeah.
I just go out there and I have fun and I do my thing. And I was like, I know what's going to happen. I wear all my gear all the time, and I had minimal scratches on me when I did ruin that S22 the first time. Broke
Well,
again. Yeah.
it seems like a trend there with that one. Well, Samantha said going fast is so much scarier than getting air. At least as fast as these ladies go. Yeah, well, they were definitely going fast. I was watching the shirts, the jerseys go.
Yeah.
I was like, this is nuts. They're moving.
Everywhere. It's like, yeah, we were. It's like pretty fast on that. Like that was, like I say, the saving grace for me in that race was how fast, because that's what I'm used to is fast. Like if it was more technical, it's like I feel like I could have not been in competition. So there's already so much to work on. Like
Yep.
always so much to work on. Always new things to work on.
Always, always. So Devo said, when is the China trip? After Christmas? Actually, it's during Christmas because many people are leaving on like the 22nd. When are you leaving, Celeste?
I'm on the 24th, actually.
Okay, I'm on the 26th. So I could not give. That's the other reason why I wasn't gonna go, because I was like, Christmas with my family is the holiday. Like Thanksgiving and Christmas can't be missed. So I was like, well, if I can come the day after, sure. So unfortunately, I'll be getting there the morning of the 27th when you guys are all racing. So I'll be going right to the track. Um,
Mhm.
we'll see how that works out because I don't know. I'm gonna get a wheel. I got to reach out to Albert, say, hey, can you bring an extra wheel for me? I'm sure they will anyway, but
I mean, they have. I you can talk later with what I think it is, but they're gonna have like transportation, so set up
yeah,
at least for us to get to the factory. So
yeah,
you'll be able
yeah.
to
Well,
get something.
that's yeah, that
Yeah.
that's definitely a good thing. I can't wait to see the factories. Like that and emotion too. I want to see that one too. I'm staying until the second. So the
Oh,
emotion is
okay.
in motion
Yeah.
is not till like the 30th, I think, or
Yeah,
the
I'm
30,
like I'm leaving
31st.
on the I'm leaving on the 30th, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna miss a lot because I have a dog I need to take care of. He's
yeah,
a love bug.
yeah. I just I don't know. I'm happy to be going. I wish I could be going earlier, but I ain't skipping Christmas with my family. Sorry, family trumps all. So
You don't do that.
yeah, yeah.
I was very so was Chris and seeing the factories actually, and we did talk about maybe going to China next year, so
Hmm.
we'll see.
Well, I will
Okay.
definitely be whatever they allow me to share. I will definitely be there because me, Marty, Afiz, we're not racing, but we'll be filming and talking and covering and interviewing and all that good stuff. So we should be able to get you some good footage and stuff. And and if they let us, they may not let us film inside. Probably, who knows? But we'll see. We'll do whatever
Yeah, I
we
don't know.
can.
I think the only yeah, I don't know what I mean. No,
Uh
it'll be
oh.
interesting to see what comes out of there.
Yeah. Senior E moment, James Darnell. What's up, buddy? He says, hi, winners.
Yay.
It's good to see you, buddy. Um, yeah, we were talking about you and your son and your fantastic skills on the track a little while ago. So, let's see. He
And
said,
your
what's up? And your what? I missed that.
and your lovely family, James.
Oh, yeah. He has a beautiful family. They're so wonderful. Um,
You got to ride some trails with them. That was a lot of
Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff I would love to do. Even more than riding the trails, riding in a group so we all enjoy it and we all share that high. Oh,
Yeah,
magic.
that was us after we went to Mount Baldy after TEF. So
Oh,
that was fun.
yeah, see that doing Baldy after AVS last year, life changing for me. Life changing. Like I was truly in the zone, boy. I even though I almost fell off the mountain. Wobble wobble. I was like, oh shit. I almost went off the edge. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. So yeah, thank you so much, he said. So kind. James. So I don't know. I think, is there anything, because what happens to me when we're racing, you're all in your head. So Christina, you said you put on your tunes. Celeste, you do the same thing. Do you have tunes in your head when you're racing, or is it, or you focus on the beeps and no music?
I definitely do music. I have it pretty low, but I'm focusing on the beeps more than anything. But it's just kind of a background for me. In the past, I've done it like completely blaring and overlying everything, but it never really. Uh, the problem is my playlist isn't consistent enough. So,
Okay.
and I don't like listening to the same music over and over like a lot of racers do, where they'll sit there and repeat the same things. So having it low is just enough to like pump me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eh, Christina, you said you had your tunes going in the woods. What about on the track?
always,
Yeah.
always. I mean, I can write about it a few times when things have happened, but I prefer it, and yeah, I drown it out. I drown out everything.
Well, I would like to say shouts out to Cardo, because I had two other kind of communicators before, and now I just got a Cardo, and I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, they weren't lying. I should have just got this first. But it was just so expensive. I was like, oh, I can't buy that.
They're very expensive.
Yeah, but
And
then I bought two cheaper ones, and I'm like, I spent that much anyway between the two, or not quite, but I was just like, okay, I should have just bought this in the first place. So then I bought it, put it in, and I'm like, oh my God. The JBL speakers, the quick connection to other people. Oh, I'm like, all right, all
and
right.
with the dancing, it has the best audio quality out of the ones. Because I had a Senna before, and I felt so bad because I spent this money twice because I freaking
Oh,
bought a Senna first, and then I'm just like, your audio quality or your communications are great, but these speakers better.
yeah,
This amp
yeah,
better.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You want those JBLs. Yeah, that's for sure. But it is what it is. So, all right. Well, I guess this is the part where I want to give you the opportunity to say whatever it is you want to share that you think people may not know. And as a matter of fact, more than that, give me something that they don't know. Celeste, something people don't know about you. What would you say?
Uh, at one point in New Hampshire, I did drag racing of my Ford Focus ST that I just bought. On there was a quarter mile track, and I tuned the crap out of that thing and enjoyed it while I had it. So, but then I came over here, but there are no quarter mile tracks, and I was very sad.
Okay, so you race everything then. Okay, got it. You got adrenaline problems. Okay, got it.
Sometimes.
So Christina, something that the people may not know about you.
Yeah, that's funny, Celeste, because I was going to ask, like, if you had any other racing in your past and, besides the one wheel. So I'm glad you said that. I actually used to be on a roller derby team. So,
Oh.
so I also have some issues. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Roller derby.
I also have another wall that has medals from all of the marathons and 5Ks and 10Ks that I've mountain ran. I'm
Okay.
also very much into that.
Okay. I'm sorry, but roller derby's just standing out in my mind. I can see you throwing them bows.
Box.
Okay. All right.
Name came from actually. EUC Fairy set me up on Instagram. I was a social media ghost most of my life. And she was like, well, you can't have our name because there's too many Christinas out there. So you have to pick something else. And so I gave her my skate name. That's Serpentina. So and two of those now. So then she jersey number. So hence the 808.
Okay. Okay. I like this. This is my favorite part of all the things that we do. I love that we ride together. I love that we, hang out together and talk together and stuff. This is the vibe that I love about our community because we, it's just, although we're all crazy, we all have a little crazy in us, It's-
Get on the wheels and going that fast. You got to be.
yeah. Yes. The lead of it. Yeah. So, James says roller derby makes sense. Oh, yeah. So it's it does my heart glad like really good to see this kind of thing. So I'm glad you guys came on board. What's that one's name?
This is Mochi. He was
Mochi.
wandering around. It seemed like he wants love right now. Okay. Hi, Mochi.
Well, I thank you ladies for coming on. I appreciate you. And I wish you continued success. And I hope that you catch everybody that you're chasing.
Really appreciate you doing this live stream and inviting us on the show and giving us women another chance to, get seen.
Yeah.
So
Thank
I
you
think
very
it's I
much.
think it's important. I think it really is important for us to all share what we do. Um and and I think that many people don't get to see it. So, before we go, as a matter of fact, let's take another peek, Hold on, one more.
I also wanted to say congratulations to you, Celeste. You
Go
know,
ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm watching. I'm right there.
Yeah. Oh, no, thank you. And oh my God, it's like you did awesome on third. You like I said, like AVS was so freaking awesome to see. Like you just push yourself so much harder, and I don't know, I love it, and I want to see you on the trail because like the trail, like honestly, it's like I haven't seen you on the trail, but I have a feeling you're just gonna destroy me in 5 seconds, and I'm never gonna have a chance.
Thanks. But, oh, we'll see. But yeah, no, I had, yes, we had a chance to talk more, and we found out we had a lot in common. Turns out,
Mhm.
yeah, both.
And I like that. I really like that. See, like even that, you probably wouldn't, sit down and talk, but this sport does, it brings a lot of people together.
Yes,
Roger's here.
from up, yeah. So,
Yeah, from all over, and that's what I love. What's up, Roger? Good to see you, brother. Yeah. So as we go out, I am gonna put this back up a little bit of the race, and we're gonna go out to that. And I want to say thank you, ladies, again for coming, and I'll see you in your next race. And you remember I said, here's wishing you catch everybody that you are trying to. Celeste, that's you.
I can't wait to see you in China. That will be fun.
Yes, it will be. We'll show them how to carve in China.
Yes.
So you guys have a good night. Thank you very much.
thanks, you too.
Have a good night. Thank you.
All right.
Super happy to have her here at this event and at home in her community up in the San Francisco area.
Podiums like ABS 2023, Amped Electric Games 2022. She is a contender. You can follow her on BayMV_ on Instagram.
It looks like Celeste is trying to make a little bit of a move behind her, getting a little bit close. I don't know if she knows that Celeste is so close to her behind her, but she's pushing away and saying, no, maybe I do hear you there.
Shout out to our drone operations team for providing you with these amazing shots coming down the straightaway for this pro women's EUC class.
Oh my God, I love watching it. I'm sorry.
Is there gonna be a pass?
All right, I'm gonna go watch it some more myself because I feel like I get into it and I'm like, oh yeah, we're still on. We're still on.
Maribel Vargas, followed by Celeste Cuna.
What an incredible race.
Almost.
Neck and neck making it through those last corners. We didn't think Celeste would be getting close, and she said, just wait, I'm coming.
Celeste Cuna races out of San Diego. She rides and races all over the world. Celestial_impact on Instagram.
Third place coming along across the line, Team Clark Racing. Christina
That's
Clark.
it, Christina Clark.
Those are your winners, folks.
You feel it even still. All right, ladies, have a good night.
Night.
Thanks, you too.
All right, so the broadcast is over. Have a good night, Christina.
Thank you.